Hey there, welcome to Synth Seeker. My name's Luke. It is what is it? I always have to look at my watch. The 23rd of January. All right, so we're heading on down the final stretch of our month of January, where every day I make another little jam or a clip or a snippet, and I just talk over it, stream of consciousness as I'm building it to, share how I do this stuff. And what we're going to do is take all these ideas that we generated in January and do something with them later in the year. All right. I got a couple requests actually. I got an ask from Tomos about grid layout. He's new to grids. And Tomos, I'm going to put or Tomas. I'm not sure how I may be putting the wrong emphasis on the incorrect syllable. But I'm going to put a link in the description to another video I did about grid playing. But basically, think of the grids here as an 8-stringed bass with 8 frets, right? Because it basically goes up. It goes up chromatically. Right? And basically, when you get to is it in fourths? It's fourths or fifths. Let me see here. So, Tomas, it's in fourths, like the strings of a bass. So, once you get up to the 5th fret, if you consider these the open ones, once you get up here, it starts repeating. So, the shapes that are good on a bass or a guitar, for the most part, guitars have flatted 5th string as you're going up, but 5th and 6th. But the shapes work, right? So major 3rd, 4th, perfect 5th. That stuff works. Octaves. Anyway, so I'll put a link in the description to that video. But basically, go look up really any grid controller, Launchpad Pros, Note Mode, the pushes, Note Mode. That'll explain to you how it's going to work. But basically, and then the colored notes are the current root note. We're in the key of C major, right? So all these red notes are C's, and all the white keys are keys that are notes that are in the key. All right, and all the dark ones are things that are outside the key. All right. So this is just a jam. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here, but I'll put a link in the description about to another video that I did about why I think everyone should play a grid at least once in a while. Let's see. The other request was from Mr. Gerlach. He said, "Hey, can you show us the Nord drum, how you hook it up? Because I've got a Nord drum here. It's the only drum machine I've got, and you can set it up you can set it up a bunch of different ways. I've got it set up here both as a drum rack, and I've also got it set up to be just a regular note instrument. And I'll show you how those work. Okay, so let's get started. So talking about the Nord drum has 6 notes on it. Okay, it has a global MIDI channel that it receives on, and you can set MIDI channels for each particular pad. I've just got it set in global mode, and I've got it set so the 6 pads are C1 chromatically going up. So C, C sharp, D, E flat, E, F. All right. And I'm just using an external instrument plugin to basically send MIDI to the Nord, and then the audio comes back in, just this bog standard setup, right? But if you want to use it as a drum rack, you got to dance a little bit around it. There's a couple ways to do it, okay? But the way I do it is within Ableton, I drop a drum rack in, I go to the C1 pad, which has an external instrument plugin on it. That's where I put that external instrument plugin. Let me show you the actual thing. So there's the external instrument plugin. It's going out to the Nord on its global channel. The audio is coming back. This is exactly the same setup for external instrument as you would for a regular, just treating it like a regular synth. But the difference is you have to open up the I/O for the chain that it's inserted on. When you open up the I/O, you want to set this received note to, at the very top, there's an all notes option. And that's what you want to do. And so that way it'll send through all the pads will go to this chain. And that's how it works. All right. Again, I don't have time to go into super detail about it. I may do it again in a later video, but there's a couple different ways you can do it. I strongly encourage everyone to read the fine manual, please. Both the manual for the Nord drum and the manual for the external instrument plugin in Ableton and its drum rack. Okay. But it's totally doable. It's super flexible. You can do a lot of things with it. All right. So I'm going to use this in drum rack mode. All right. I just did the opposite of what I want to do. There we go. I'm going to do this. We're going to keep it in drum rack mode. Okay. And it's going to be all Nord tonight. I'm going to use the Nord drum. I'm going to use the Wave 2. Doing this little hollow lead. And then I'm going to have the A1 playing this sort of vocal-esque sort of comping, sort of, not a pad necessarily, but a keys style thing, but it's sort of vocal. All right, I've wasted too much time. Let's lay some jams down. All right, so we're going to put a drum part down. We're going to then throw some chords down, and then I'll put a little lead over it. Okay, so this is us. All right, so I want to get this rolling. So, and I'm going to try and play it. My finger drumming's awful, so I'm just going to put them in one drum at a time. Ready? Here we go. There we go. Let's put a snare in. I don't even know what drums these are. There we go. Undo. Gotta share the mistakes. There we go. How's that for a boring beat? All right. So we're just going to go with that. All right. Oh, that was the other question someone asked. So how do you change patch control on the Nord drum? You can do it with the tools I put out. You can use the Moog Minotaur patch control. Will control the Summit, not the Summit, the Nord drum 3P. So you could just go through patches by, going through it that way. There we go. Nah. 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 No. I'm just going to go through patches till I find something that works with the lame ass beat I just laid down. And it is, I know it's lame. You get some weird stuff in the Nord drum, I gotta say. All right, we're gonna go back to the beginning. That'll work. All right, so let's lay down a chord progression. What do we want? We wanted a fixed length. 8 bars is still fine. Here we go. I'm gonna fiddle for a minute. I'm not sure what I want to do. All right. All right, that may work. Here we go. All right, got a little wrong note here. Not wrong, but unintentional. And I think that's good. What do we want? Do we want to drop it all an octave? Is it too loud? Too high? That's not bad. Let's decrease the velocity a bit. It's a little sharp. So let's grab these velocities. And we'll add a little randomness to the velocity. It's like, I'm not sure, because this one's too deep and this one's a little too high. So what we'll do is we'll just grab the upper register here and we'll drop it an octave. All right. Cool. Well, let's put a lead over that. So there you go. Again, not the greatest jam in the world. I didn't really struggle. I didn't really plan, what I was going to do here. I was more thinking about getting the drum stuff explained, which if you were here for the jam and you got the drum stuff, I'm sorry, but just trying to be friendly to people. Really, that's about it. I just wanted to, get something down. And like I said at the beginning of January, these are just ideas, right? This the patches selected for this, the drum kit we use, the beat there. They're just ideas, seeds, really, to generate further ideas later in the year, right? And so this will work. I like that chord progression. And the beat's a throwaway, and the lead is just me noodling. But I think there's a seed there that could work, and we'll see. I don't know. Really, that's about it. I hope you've been having an entertaining time, at least, if you haven't needed to learn anything. And if you did need to learn something, I hope I explained it adequately. And as for that, I am done for today. I will see you tomorrow. And as always, you've been watching Synth Seeker. Have a good night.